Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Millennium Stadium in Featherstone, where we're here to bring you live uninterrupted commentary of this Betfred Championship Round 5 clash between Featherstone Rovers and the Bradford Bulls. A clash between two teams that are desperate to get back into the winner's circle after both clubs were losing their last 3 games respectively. Bradford come into the game 7th in the league with 2 wins and 2 losses. And the most recently, an 18-8 defeat to Barrow at home last Friday, and culminating with previous losses to Salford in the Challenge Cup and Toulouse in the league. Featherstone, where their fortunes are slightly worse, they come into the game 11th in the table, most recently losing out 38 points to 12 to Halifax at the Share last week. Paul Cook's side registering only 1 win from 4 attempts so far in the championship, with previous losses to Sheffield and Catalan. Catalan, of course, in the Challenge Cup. As I mentioned, both sides desperate to put in a performance and take away 2 vital competition points. With just a few minutes to go till kick-off, the team news is in. We'll start with the Bulls, who make just 1 change to their matchday 17 that lost out to Barrow last time out at Odsal, with Logan Bayless dropping out of the matchday 17 and being replaced by Franklin Pele in the starting side. So the Bulls line up like this: Luke Hooley is the fullback, 3/4 line of Jaden Ockenball, Kieran Gill, Wanga Blake and Guy Armitage. James Meadows partners Joe Keys in the halves. Up front for the Bulls is Franklin Pele, Mitch Souter at hooker, and Michael Lawrence, who captains the side in the front row. And rounding off the starting 13 for the visitors, Zach Fulton, Matty G and James Donaldson. Jordan Lilly, Nathan Mason, Sam Hallis and Ronan Michael make up the bench for Brian Noble's side. For Featherstone, Paul Cook makes 4 changes to the side that were comfortably beaten by Halifax last time out, with Bailey O'Connor, Josh Hardcastle and Leo Tennyson dropping out of the side alongside Will Gardner, who came in on loan, of course, from Hull FC, is out with concussion. Paul Cook able to recall Jaden Hatton into the centres, Callum Turner into the halves, Robson Stevens gets a spot on the bench, and Nathan Wild comes in to start in the front row to make his debut for Featherstone, having just joined the club on an initial month loan from Super League side Lee Leopards. So there we have it, just about ready to get this game underway. The 2 teams just waiting for them to come out onto Post Office Road, and it serves up to be an extremely important clash. Featherstone, like I say, languishing towards the bottom of the championship table at the moment, after the tumultuous opening few weeks of the season, which saw the departure of James Ford, and Paul Cook still looking for his first win as head coach of Featherstone. A little bit of history between the 2 sides of the summer era. Since 1996, these 2 sides have played out 22 matches, which Featherstone have won 15, losing 7. And interestingly, Featherstone winning the last 12 of 14 Championship League games, although Bradford had the better of it last season. The Bulls ending Featherstone's season in the playoffs in September 2024 at Odsal, and in this corresponding fixture last year, the Bulls came away with a 24 points to 14 win. And it would be remiss of me not to mention that there's far more than 2 competition points on the line this afternoon. Both sides playing out for the legendary Peter Fox Memorial Trophy, the legendary coach of both clubs, who famously took Featherstone to a cup glory in 1973, also winning 2 league titles with Bradford in 1980, 1981. So a big piece of history and a legendary figure we're playing in memory of this afternoon. And Featherstone, a big crowd here this afternoon in a sun-soaked Post Office Road. Spring well and truly in the air. In perfect conditions for a free-flowing game of rugby league. And the Bulls bringing a healthy travelling support that we could see off to our left from this main stand. And pretty soon we'll be ready to get this game underway. The man in the middle for this one is Cameron Worsley. And just looking at Bradford's side, stacked with former Super League talent. Luke Hooley on loan from Castleford, of course. Ex-Hull FC stars Franklin Pele, Jaden Ockenball in the lineup. And led, of course, with plenty of experience of Michael Lawrence, James Donaldson. They strike all over the park. So Featherstone will have to be at their best to make sure that they can contain the Bulls this afternoon. As I said, contrasting fortunes, both sides, for various reasons, on the back of 3 successive losses. Both exiting the Challenge Cup in the last round a couple of weeks ago, and then both going down in their respective championship fixtures. as the two teams are led out onto the field by skipper Danny Addy and Michael Lawrence. Addy, of course, one of the former Bradford players, of course, in the lineup this afternoon for Featherstone. Be interesting to see the likes of Louis Gorman on dual registration from Ilkeston Rovers in the lineup. We'll go through Featherstone's team in full. Louis Gorman is the fullback, three-quarter line of Daryl Alfords, Connor Barley, Jaden Hatton and Connor Wynn. Callum Turner, partners Caleb Aikens in the halves. Up front for Featherstone, King Vuniyayawa, Will Jubb, Nathan Wild, Brad Day, Clay Webb, Danny Addy rounding off the starting 13. On the bench for Featherstone, Connor Jones, Jimmy Beckett, Jordan Williams and Robson Stevens. Here we are, the stage is set. Featherstone in their traditional navy blue and white strip. Bradford in their white, amber, black and red home strip as well. Featherstone will have first use of the ball as we see it, and they'll be attacking from right to left up this slight hill on Post Office Road in the first half. Betfred Championship, round 5 action. Featherstone Rovers versus Bradford Bulls. And who will get their season back on track this afternoon as Luke Hooley puts boot to ball and the game is underway, taken by Aikens on the 10-metre line and given off immediately to Nathan Wild for his first carry. And Alfords now coming in for a carry up and over towards the 30-metre line. Out comes Addy now at first receiver, just tucks it under his wing and takes that tackle. Jubb at acting half, and there's a knock on immediately in the play of the ball. An early mistake from Featherstone here. Disastrous start. Danny Addy just losing his footing, getting up to play the ball. Interesting that the referee went for a knock on immediately there. I didn't see an awful lot wrong with the actual play of the ball other than Addy falling back to his feet. So an early setback for Featherstone, and Bradford take over 30 metres away from the Featherstone line inside the opening minute. As Fulton is ridden to the ground here in tackle of Turner and Day. Donaldson, huge hit, knocked backwards. This is good stuff from Featherstone, and just pinching an extra 10 metres in defence there for their efforts. A huge shot under the ball from Donaldson and a wild offload cleaned up by Hooley. Pele now trying to skittle a couple of defenders. Good defence down low by Webb. Bradford working their way back to the 30-metre line, but have burned a couple of tackles in the process. They look for the shift now. Meadows, flat pass for Fulton into the teeth of the Featherstone defence in the shape of Day and Turner. 25 metres away from the line, Bradford. Suter passes it on for Lawrence. Lawrence runs into Day again, doubling up on his defensive efforts, and that'll be the last one, 15 metres away from the line. Centre field, they come right. Keys wants it, gets it, chips it over the top. Well taken and well read by Callum Turner. And despite an early error from Featherstone deep in their own territory, they rarely look troubled in defence there and repel the Bradford attackers. Win. Featherstone's leading try scorer in 2024. Back on the left wing this afternoon. As Hatton comes forward, takes a couple of Bulls defenders up just over the 20-metre line. They've 2 minutes gone here at the Millennium Stadium. Featherstone 0, Bradford 0. That's a good carry from Vuniyayawa. Best part of 10 metres after contact there. Took Donaldson and Suter with him, and a quick play of the ball for Gorman. Gorman just runs into Fulton, who stood his ground. Big collision there from the Australian. He plays it 5 short of halfway. This will be the last one. It comes out left to Turner. Turner had to hurry the kick a little bit under pressure from Blake, but got a good piece of it. And it dissects the wing and fullback. Armitage and Hooley not interested, and it trickles over the dead ball line, and that will be a 7-tackle set for the Bulls. We'll just have a controlled restart here. Armitage not in any hurry to get back to the 20-metre line, eventually taps it now and goes himself, the former Toulouse man. He's put down in a good challenge over the top there from Jubb to wrap up the ball. He'll play it 30 metres away from his own line. Ockenbaugh. What a luxury it is to have two big wingers, the old Brian Noble coach Bradford sides, size on both flanks once again in 2025 as they go left out to Gill, out to Armitage now, trying to go around Alfords. That's a good low tackle there from the Featherstone winger, but Bradford have bought themselves about 20 metres of territory and a quick play of the ball as Meadows attacks the retreating line. Dummies folded backwards in a great shot there from Jubb, and that was needed to stop the Bradford momentum downfield. Suter shapes right, comes left to Pele. Pele
Leaves a man on the ground, still standing in the tackle. The man mountain that is Franklin Pele. 20 metres from the line now. They come short side on the left. Meadows dinks it in behind the line. And it'll be picked up by Wild. In fact, it's not. It's picked up by Suter. And the ball just bounced up for Suter. And there wasn't as much urgency, you'd have to say, as you'd like from Featherstone defensively there. There was only one man in attendance. And the kick through from Meadows, it ricocheted up into the path of Mitch Suter, who collected it. It was a nice, fortuitous bounce for the Bradford man, who dives over to score. And inside the opening 5 minutes, Bradford have the early lead here. It's Featherstone 0, Bradford 4. And it was an interesting play there. Bradford really had the bit between their teeth in that set of 6, marching downfield with quite a lot of ease there, and Meadows attacking, doubling up on 3 successful attacking plays and just dinked the ball in behind the line. The fullback, no fullback at home, and it was Nathan Wild who was the only man for Featherstone in attendance there, and the ball just bouncing away from him at the crucial moment. Suter was there, more desperate with the chase, more urgency, and was rewarded with the first score of the game just to the left-hand side of the post. So Bradford take the early lead here. Certainly a moment that Featherstone will want back over defensively as Luke Hooley looks to add the extra 2 from about 5 metres to the left-hand side of the post. Guides it through safely. So 6 minutes gone here at the Millennium Stadium. It's Featherstone Rovers 0, Bradford Bulls 6. And you just got the feeling that Featherstone was scrambling defensively there throughout that set and culminating in a try to the Bulls. As I mentioned, the bounce of the ball perhaps a little bit fortuitous, but nevertheless counts for the same number of points as Gorman gets the game back underway. The try scorer picks it up inside his in goal and hands it on to Pele. Now Pele just swats away from Alford, swats away from Barley, who comes again after him. He's over the halfway line here. Pele, that pass is a mile forward and it's pulled up rightly by the referee. And for all of the good things that Pele did there in a rampaging run down the left edge, some really paper thin, it has to be said, Featherstone defence on that right edge. He just swatted away. It was like men against boys, just fending off defenders. Barley looked to get back over the halfway line to get hold of him, and as he tried to throw that pass back in field, the skill and the execution just not quite there from Pele, and travelled a good 5 metres forward, and that's probably being generous. The referee was right on the spot, pulled it back, but another warning shot across the bow there, forgive the cliche, from Bradford. Went wide, one pass wide, and Pele, for such a big man, does have plenty of speed and agility, and if you give him room, that's the damage he can do. And worrying signs there for Featherstone's defence, who just weren't concentrating off the kick-off. But the pass saving Featherstone further embarrassment as Hatton takes the first carry from the scrum. He's put on the ground there by Keys and Fulton, 5 metres short of halfway. Addy just turns it underneath for Vuniyawa, up and over that halfway line. 3 Bulls players in attendance to bring him down. Jubb, pass on to Addy, first receiver. It comes out now to Wild. Wild goes down on the Bradford 40. The pass comes out, Addy again, just tucks it under his arm again and comes forward. He's met in the tackle of Suter and Lawrence. 30 metres away from the Bradford line. They come down the left edge. Turner just drops it underneath now for Day. That's a good low tackle from Suter. And that'll be the last one for Featherstone, 20 metres out. Slow play of the ball. Jubb fires it out centre field to Addy. Addy shapes, gives it to Aikins. Aikins kicking behind the line here, taken by Armitage. How's the chase from Featherstone? It's not a bad one, but Armitage flirting with that touchline, plays it about, will play it about a metre out. 8 minutes gone here at Featherstone. Score remains Featherstone 0, Bradford 6. Bradford for the first time having to clear their own line really, as this is better defence from Featherstone. Joe, but he finds the offload there, Ockenbaugh for Hooley, and dummies and almost splits the line. The door closed on him, and a crucial tackle there by Wild. They're going to kick early here. Keys is after a 40-20, and Gorman's got to get on his bike to get after that. It's going to pull up a metre short. And in fact, he's given a 40-20 there. I thought that was clearly short. In fact, he's changed his mind. I was going to say, from the naked eye, it looked like that ball had taken a turn in Featherstone's favour and gone out of play a metre short. The referee originally signalling for a 40-20, but the touch judge marking it where he'd seen it go out. And I think in the end, the right decision reached by the officials. But it's probably a little bit of fortune, perhaps, that the ball turned on its point at the last minute. Otherwise, that would have been another attacking set to Bradford as Jubb plays it 30 metres out. Barley tries to bump away from Gill. He goes down for minimal gain. Akins hands it on to Wild. Tackle coming in low there by Donaldson up and over the Featherstone 40. Addy cuts back through the middle looking for some space. Works his way over the halfway line now. Middle of the tackle count for Featherstone. Slow play the ball again. Gorman just one off the ruck. This will be the last one for Featherstone. Going to kick from about 45 out here. As Akins has the kicking duties. Puts it down the middle of the field. A testing one for Hooley. It bounces on its point and he eventually plays at the ball here. Now how's the chase from Featherstone? It wasn't a good one. And he was allowed the time and space to get out of the in-goal area, and that will frustrate Paul Cook. Just not quite as urgent as they needed to be. There was another set of 6 in the form of a goal line dropout in the offering as the offload comes out of the tackle now, and Gill is into the backfield. Now then, he's got supporters inside. He kicks it in behind the line. It's a foot race now, but Connor Wynn is going to be quickest back to it. And that's a good chase back in the end from Connor Wynn. And weaving his way through traffic now, he's now into some space. And Key's trying to take the ball off him. He can't. End-to-end pulsating stuff from both sides. And that was a good chase back in the end from 2 of the Featherstone players there. It's Gorman and Wynn doing the tidying up, but Bradford showing glimpses of what they can do in attack. The offload from Armitage doing all the damage at the other end of the field as Alfords plays it 5 short of halfway. Vuniyawa almost stumbles into the Bradford line there. Up and over the halfway line he goes. Couple of tackles still in the bag for Featherstone. Turner out the ball. It comes to Gorman. Gorman tries to take on Keys, who stands his ground. Puts him to ground 30 metres out. Tangled up in the play of the ball. Day, this is the last one. Just grubbers it into the backfield here. It's a foot race. It's bounced up for Brad Day. Can you believe it? Well, as Bradford had one at the other end with a kind bounce, you'd have to say the same there for Brad Day, but you make your own luck in this game. Just manufacturing a try from nothing for Featherstone. He just took the odds to it, kicked it through himself on the last tackle, showed the desperation to get through and chase it. It bounced up out of the arms of Luke Hooley, and it was well taken around the bootlaces from Brad Day, who dots it down under the post for a crucial try to get the home side on the board. We've had 10 minutes gone here at the Millennium Stadium. It's Featherstone 4, Bradford 6. It came off the back of a quick play of the ball there on the last tackle. As you'd say, you wouldn't have thought that Brad Day would be the man in possession on the last. Just saw that the winger and fullback, there's a big distance between the two. He just took the odds to it, kicked it through himself. He was the only man chasing as Callum Turner guides the ball between the posts to lock the scores up at 6 points apiece. And as I say, the ball just taking a big bounce off its point. Luke Hooley overran it at fullback. And Brad Day showed some great skill to just react, pick that up off his bootlaces, as I said, dives over the line. And all of a sudden we have a level game here. It's Featherstone 6, Bradford 6. 11 minutes of the game gone. And that's brought the Featherstone crowd right back into this game. And a try from nothing really for Featherstone as Bradford get the game back underway. Taken well by Gorman on the try line there, hands it straight on to Wild. And Wild careers into a trio of Bradford defenders. Come short side now to Barley. And that try from Brad Day, his first of the 2025 season. Was a prolific try scorer for a forward last year and showing exactly why as in that play as Danny Addy comes forward. That's a big powerful carry from the loose forward. 5 metres short of halfway, Gorman. Just another tough carry from the Featherstone fullback. Up to the 40, Bradford side of halfway. Turner's going to do the kicking on the last. Puts it high, a testing one into the sun for Hooley, who takes it under no real pressure, but the chasers were there. You know, blue wall there to put him to ground. Vuniyayawa leading the chase. Slow play the ball for Bradford this time. Ockenbaugh fires the ball out to Meadows. Gives it on to Gill, cuts in off his left foot. And weaving in traffic, Bradford chancing their arm early in their sets here down at the other end of the field. And Featherstone alert to the danger this time as G comes forward. He'll play it just short of the Bradford 30. Meadows doing a lot of ball playing, just flicks it back in field to Gill. Gill cut down in the tackle of Aikens. Featherstone doing a good job to restrict the Bradford go forward so far in this set as Meadows steps into the line. Double pumps, gives it out to Keys. They're going to try and go wide early here to Wanga Blake. Will try and take on Hatton and gets around him. Cuts back in field, finds the offload for Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh beats Hatton again. This time just stands in the tackle. And they eventually put him to ground on the last tackle for Bradford, 35 metres away from the line. Keys will do the kicking. So testing one, swirling in the wind. Taken well by Alforts there on his own 10. Coming across field, beats one. Fires the ball out to Gorman. Gorman cuts off his right foot. Runs into Fulton again. He'll play it 20 metres away from his line. Vuniyayawa up to the 30 on the second tackle. 13 minutes of the game played. 6 points apiece. As Alforts plays it slowly in the middle of the field. Jubb comes right to Webb. Webb makes a couple of metres further forward for his side. Addy up and over the halfway line once again. Plenty of early carries here from Addy. And he'll play it 40 metres out now. And Aikens doing the kicking on that right-hand side. Got plenty of it. Taken by Hooley again. Both sides turning into a bit of an attritional battle this. Both sides content to go through their sets, get to their kick and wait for a mistake. As Armitage standing in, 4-man Featherstone tackle there. Put on the ground on his own 20. Suter waits at acting half, gives it on to Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh puts his head down and drives forward. Plays it quickly. Suter acting half. Lawrence out to Keys. Keys out to Hooley. Hooley tries to step around Hatton. He's put to ground with help from Turner. Good defence on show from the Featherstone centre. Fulton comes back through that channel. Hatton doubling up on his defensive efforts this time, and he's wrapped up on halfway. Bradford are going to kick from that halfway line. Keys this time, low trajectory one, takes a couple of bounces. Cut off there by Gorman. And Gorman, he's put back facing his own line on the 30-metre line. So a better set defensively that time for Featherstone as first change of the game is made. Jimmy Beckett on for Featherstone. And he replaces King Vuniyayawa, and the first penalty of the game goes to Featherstone. A second effort in the tackle there from Michael Lawrence and Zach Fulton. Turner finds touch on this near side, and Featherstone will start the set 5 metres into Bradford territory. As creeping up a little bit high there. It's more dramatic than it looked more dramatic than it was, I beg your pardon. Addy, first receiver, gives it to Beckett straight into the action. He's backing his way up and now going the right way. Takes Suter and Pele with him to the 30. This is Featherstone's best attacking position of the game, other than the set that brought the try to Brad Day. A try here will put Featherstone in front. 20 metres out. Addy comes off his left foot, little bit of space for Danny Addy. Can he get round the fullback? He can't quite get there. Hooley brings him down a couple of metres short. He'll play it bang in front of the post. Jubb, dummy, scores himself. Good low tackle coming in from Donaldson there. Ball and all from the experienced Bradford man. Last one for Featherstone. Looping pass comes out to Aikens. Aikens dinks it into the in-goal area. It bounces up and Gill has no choice but to put it dead. And Aikens pulling the right rein with the kick there. There's another set of 6 coming up in the form of a dropout for Featherstone. And good patience on show there from the makeshift halfback. Caleb Aikens deputised in that role plenty of times in his Featherstone career. And the continued absence of Ben Reynolds. And it's a quick dropout taken by Bradford, taken on the halfway line by that man Akins, who hands it on to Wild. Wild's got a best part of 20 metres to wind up, and he's put to ground in a solid shot there from Suter. So Featherstone will start their set 30 metres away from the Bradford line. Fulton was waiting for Beckett, puts him to ground. And Addy plays it centre field, 20 metres out. Beckett, route one. He's cut down by Lawrence, 10 metres out, looking for a quick play of the ball. Addy, first receiver out, it comes to Turner. Turner out the back, there's space for Gorman. Gorman, it's intercepted by Ockenbaugh. And Ockenbaugh with a timely move there has saved a certain four-pointer for Bradford there. They created the space. Gorman pulled the trigger on the pass and he just couldn't get it over the head of Ockenbaugh, who plenty of size about him. He got the hand to it, managed to bring it in. And a chance goes begging for Featherstone there as that man Ockenbaugh now takes the tackle. Lawrence out to Meadows, out it comes now to Hooley, early ball to Gill. Gill, a little bit of room, cut down on that far side by Barley. Real end-to-end stuff this. As G put to ground on the halfway line. Couple of tackles still remaining for Bradford. Ronan Michael, introduced into the game just in the last 30 seconds or so, takes that carry up to the Featherstone 40. This will be the last one for the visitors. Keys is doing the kicking once again. There's plenty of time to kick that ball. Testing one, well taken. More or less on the try line there from Connor Wynn. And he's bumped backwards, finds a offload there for Gorman. Gorman is cut down in the tackle. Michael and Fulton. Alfort's play to carry. Can't get away from Suter. Gets some help there from Donaldson. And G. His arm trapped in the tackle there. Another slow play of the ball. Barley trying to get Featherstone going forward. Makes a couple of metres or so. Third tackle for Featherstone. Addy hands it on to Wild. Wild driven back onto his own 40. Gorman. The tough carry from Gorman. You often see in the modern game the fullbacks taking that fifth play to then drop back to fullback on the back of the kick, which is what he'll do now as Turner kicks on the last from halfway. Another testing one into the sun. And almost dropped there by Hooley, almost dropped it cold, managed to flick it back and eventually reclaimed it. Heart and mouth stuff for Bradford there. The 22 minutes gone, still nothing between these two sides. It's Featherstone 6, Bradford Bulls 6, live on FRTV. Been a really good game so far, this one. Both sides producing some good off-the-cuff play. Plenty of offloads. As Bradford come forward again, Keys digs in. Gets away from Addy, who just got enough of him to knock him off his feet and stop his progress. He'll play it 5 metres into Featherstone's half now. Meadows, into the line it comes. Hooley out the back. Well read by Hatton. Cut him down for minimal gain there, and that will be the last one for Bradford. Meadows, under a little bit of pressure this time. Doesn't get as much of it as he'd like, but it's a difficult one for Gorman, who loses it. And it's taken by Turner, but in an offside position. And sometimes those hurried kicks can be the most chaotic and tricky to deal with. Like I say, Keys has had a lot of time on the majority of his kicks to get his kick away. This time he was under pressure. It was a bit of a hit and hope, and it got caught in the wind. And Gorman didn't fully commit to it, lost it forward. And Turner was there to pick up the ball, but in an offside position, and this will be a penalty 20 metres out to the Bulls. And the first time that the visitors, for a while, have had an attacking set on Featherstone's line. Big defensive set coming up for the home side. Tackle one, Michael Lawrence plays it, 15 out. Keys, centre field, crabs across field, gives it out to Meadows. Meadows, short ball to the line to G. That's a great piece of defensive work from Barley on that far side with help from Akins. Bradford have stacked the left, but they come right. Donaldson, flat pass for Lawrence. He's met with interest from Brad Day. And he'll play it slowly, bang in front of the post, a couple of metres out. They come short side for Michael. Michael's trying to get low. He's got to the line there, has he, Ronan Michael? He's held up. Heroic defence from Featherstone. They did a great job to get underneath him there. as it looked like Michael for all money was over the line. Great play, Nathan Wild, Jimmy Beckett, Louis Gorman all involved there to get under him, but danger not quite averted yet as Keys at first receiver passes out to Meadows. Meadows flat pass, quick hands out there for Armitage. Armitage is going to score in the left corner. And after all that defensive effort in the middle of the field, Featherstone are brought undone on the left edge. The pass came out to Keys, looped it out to Meadows, quick hands along the line from Gill to Armitage. And the big man just stretching out in the over the tackle of Akins to score in the left corner to get Bradford's second try of the game and puts the visitors back in front. We've got 16 minutes to go to the break. It's now Featherstone 6, Bradford Bulls 10. And it was a well-worked try. In the end, it has to be said, from Bradford, who've got plenty of attacking prowess on both edges, and Meadows and Keys combining well there. It was a big right-to-left shift, and the quick pass coming out in the end from Gill out to Armitage. Armitage did the rest. Such a big, tall and powerful player, just only had one man to beat, took the contact, rode the contact, dived over in that left corner, and edges the Bulls back in front. And that's Guy Armitage's third try for Bradford since making the switch from Toulouse. Was a try scorer in the cup defeat to Salford a couple of weeks ago in very similar circumstances. You give him a little bit of space and he'll take it, as Luke Hooley has the conversion attempt. Don't get much harder than this. Tight to that left touch line. And he steps up to add the extra two, and he guides the ball between the posts. As Bradford extend their lead to 6 points, it's now Featherstone Rovers 6, Bradford Bulls 12. Featherstone will look to respond quickly here. Didn't do a lot wrong defensively in that set, but in the end, made to pay for that mistake. As Paul Cook goes to the bench once again, Jordan Williams into the action now. He's replaced Nathan Wild. Just looking to freshen up his middles as the kickoff is taken on the try line by Ockenbaugh. Give it to Michael. Michael takes a big carry through the middle, and he's well met there by the former Bull, Danny Addy. In fact, it was Jimmy Beckett over the top, I beg your pardon. As Webb wraps up Donaldson. Suter out to Lawrence. Lawrence up to the 30 now, Bradford side of halfway, middle of the tackle count. Michael with his second carry of the set. He's put on the ground 6 or 7 metres short of the halfway line. Keys is going to kick early again here. He's gone over the 40-metre line, but just looking to buy some territory here. And that's just going to roll dead, I think, as Gorman just lets it go over the touch and goal line. And that'll be a 7-tackle set and a 20-metre restart for Featherstone as Gorman taps it. Stutter step into the line. Put on the ground there by Donaldson. 12 minutes to go to the break. Listen live on FRTV. Featherstone 6, Bradford 12. Guy Armitage, the most recent try scorer for the visitors, to put them in front once again as Williams takes his first carry of the afternoon. Plays it on the 40, Featherstone side of halfway. Beckett, a little bit of ball playing for Webb. Webb is making a good shot there over the ball by Meadows. Addy. Out it comes to Turner. To Day. Almost cut through the line there, Brad Day. Good direct running from the back rower. Jubb comes off his right foot. Finds some space for Turner. Turner just weaving in a little bit of traffic. Tries to take on Lawrence, who just puts him to ground. 13 metres out. Last one for Featherstone. Addy doing the kicking this time. Testing one into the wind. Taken well there by Ockenbaugh, and Ockenbaugh rides that first tackle and eventually put on the ground 20 metres out. Meadows, out it comes to G. G will play it Hooley for Gill. Good shot there over the ball from Williams. Stopped him in his tracks. Suter out to Lawrence. Out it comes to Keys. Flat pass there for Fulton, who hit it at some real speed, but Turner was there with help from Day to close the door on him. Hatton in there to help out too. 10 metres short of halfway. Suter, flat pass there for Lawrence. Out it comes to Michael in support. They're into the backfield, Bradford. The pass is knocked down there. Really well tracked by Jimmy Beckett. And a really good piece of hustle from the Featherstone prop forward, who had no right to be there. Followed the play all the way, knocked the ball down and salvaged a vital piece of possession for Featherstone after their line was broken again. As Webb takes the carry up to the 40-metre line. Another change coming for Featherstone. Jubbs come from the field, replaced by Connor Jones. So the front row completely replaced now for Featherstone. Addy comes off the left foot, almost got through the line there. That late footwork from Danny Addy causing some problems. They're going to kick from about 40 out. Aikens puts it high again. A testing one for Hooley. Takes it well, comes off his right foot. And he's put on the ground there by the kicker, Aikens. Armitage bumps away from one. Put down for minimal gain there as we approach the final 10 minutes of this first half. Score remains Featherstone 6, Bradford 12. As Gill is put on the ground. And the tackle of Beckett and Jones. Out it comes to Hooley. Hooley kicking early again. He's got plenty on this. He's looking for a 40-20. It's going to kick on, and it's a fantastic kick from Luke Hooley, who kicked it early from about 30 metres out. He got a huge piece of it, and it bounced perfectly. Rolled away from Alfred. There was nothing he could do about that. Sometimes you just have to salute a great kick, and it gives Bradford the opportunity to attack from 15 out, and Featherstone need to be on their mettle defensively here. This is arguably the most important set of the game, as Donaldson taps it and takes that first carry. Suter, flat pass there for Lawrence. They weren't up quickly to meet him, and they've done just enough to pull him down half a metre short, crashing into the post. Ball comes out to Keys. Keys out, it comes to Meadows. Meadows out. They give the ball out wide to Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh's going to spin and score there. And it was all just a little bit too easy for Bradford. As the pass came out, there was a quick tap on there for Ockenbaugh, who's such a big man. And there's been a Featherstone man left on the ground. I think it's Callum Turner who's come off second best from that challenge. But Ockenbaugh, as I said, a couple of Featherstone defenders coming across desperately in defence. He just spun out of the challenge and grounds the ball in the right corner. And Bradford go back-to-back with tries for the first time this afternoon, and they extend their lead to a 2-score advantage. We've got 8.5 minutes to go to the break. It's Featherstone 6, Bradford Bulls 16. Bradford have just gone up a gear in the last sort of 5 minutes or so. Really kicked on with some momentum. You have to say it came from the back of that mistake from Gorman at the back, and Bradford have really kicked on since then with the possession they've been given. 2 tries in the last 6 or 7 minutes has put them in control of this game. The latest try scorer, Jaden Ockenbaugh, and it was fast hands again. A good combination from Keys and Meadows. Pass coming out, Hooley involved as well. They smuggled the ball out to Ockenbaugh. And the former Hull FC man, too difficult, too big and too powerful to stop from that close range. Thankfully Turner looks okay, he's back on his feet. And he looks set to carry on in this game as it stands. So Hooley, another difficult one from the opposite touchline this time. Tight to this near right touchline now, taking it about 21 metres back. 2 from 2 so far from the Bradford fullback. Looking to open up a 12-point advantage for his side. And that one he's pulled across the face of the post. So the score remains Featherstone 6, Bradford Bulls 16. Just under 7 minutes to go to the break. By no means out of this game yet, Featherstone. They've shown some really good signs with the ball and have defended well. But Bradford, in the last 5 or 6 minutes or so, putting Featherstone's line under all sorts of pressure and coming away with 2 quick-fire tries.
As Bradford have made a change in the middle. Mitch Suter off, Sam Hallis on in the middle. The kick-off comes again, taken by Ockenbaugh onto Michael. Good first contact there from Williams. Play it 20 metres out. Jordan Lilly into the game for the Bulls as well. So Brian Noble making a couple of changes himself in the middle. Out it comes to Meadows. Meadows early ball to Gill. That's been a feature of Bradford's play so far. They've been getting it out to their edges quickly, particularly on that left edge. As Lilly gives it on to Meadows. Meadows now to Hallis, who almost went without it, but in the end kept hold of it and almost burst through the line. And he takes the ball up into Featherstone territory once again here. Lilly, quick pass there from Lawrence, who almost got away from the attention of Jones. Did well to close him down, but Bradford have gone the best part of 65 metres in this set, and Keys gets it away. Another testing one. Takes the bounce past everybody, and it's going to kick on into the in-goal area, and Wanga Blake touches it down, but he was offside from the kick, and it's immediately pulled back. And I think you have to say he was right there, the referee. Keys was under pressure, had to take the kick back behind the line, and the vast majority of the Bradford players were in front of him. But shaky stuff from Louis Gorman again. As the kick, there's quite a wind swirling around the ground this afternoon, but the last couple of kicks have been really, really dangerous, and Gorman, in all fairness to him, got nowhere near that last one. And if the Bradford man had been onside, that would have been another 4 points to the visitors. As it is, Gorman is in possession for Featherstone, 40 metres away from his own line. Williams, nice play, beats the first man, who was Meadows, and up to over the halfway line now. Couple of tackles still in the bag for Featherstone. Zaddy, flat pass at the line there for Day. Day takes Fulton with him. Up and over the 40-metre line. Bradford side of halfway now. Addy, ball playing in the middle to Beckett. Beckett's upended in the tackle of Hallis and Michael. He'll play it on the last 30 metres out. Turner. Another high one, end over end. Looking to try and put Ockenbaugh under a bit of pressure. He takes it well and is immediately enveloped there by 4 or 5 Featherstone chasers, and they look to take him back over the line, but they can't quite bundle him over the try line. Needs to be a big defensive effort here from Featherstone. That's a great shot from Day on Wanga Blake. 2 tackles gone. Bradford still inside their own 10. Featherstone need to maintain this. There's a good low tackle coming in on Armitage this time from Connor Jones. 3 tackles gone. Bradford are going nowhere in this set so far, as Hallis now still standing in the tackle. Sam Hallis. Addy doing a good job just to lock up the ball. 4 tackles gone, still inside their own 20s. The referee tells him to play it. Lilly skips out dummy half now. They weren't ready for him, and he's gone straight into the backfield. He's given it on to Hooley. Hooley racing away, loses the ball in the tackle. And he's knocked that on, Luke Hooley. And a little bit of frustration there for Bradford, but again, such good defensive effort from Featherstone initially, and then Jordan Lilly just tore straight through the middle of the defence. 4 really, really controlled tackles defensively at the far end. They had Bradford where they wanted them, and then the speed of Jordan Lilly out of dummy half just completely caught Featherstone napping, slipped straight through the line, and almost brought them undone again. But the scramble defence, in fairness to Featherstone, was good. Gorman getting across well there to take down Luke Cooley and force the ball free as Barley plays it. Alfort's now up and over the 40. Good powerful carries. We're inside the final 4 minutes in this first half. As Featherstone make a mistake there, Connor Jones just taking his eyes off the ball as he picked it up from dummy half. And that's advantage back to Bradford, who will finish this half now attacking the Featherstone line. They'll have a scrum feed 5 metres into Featherstone territory. Score remains Featherstone 6, Bradford 16. 3 tries to 1 for the visitors so far. Bradford have got a shift play sorted on the left edge as Meadows wants it and gets it. First receiver tries to cut through the line, but alert to the danger was Turner, who switched late
in the defensive line, Michael. Michael put to ground 30 metres out. Featherstone need to be good defensively here as Meadows digs into the line, gives it to Hooley, long ball out there to Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh is around the outside of his man, he passes it back in field, and great desperate defence again from Jaden Hatton, intercepts the play, and Bradford on a couple of occasions have created some space for themselves. But this time, Featherstone coming up trumps in defence. A desperate play on the edge. Connor Wynn took Ockenbaugh over the sideline. He threw the pass back in desperately, and it was intercepted, timely intercept from Jaden Hatton, who saves another try for his side. Wynn, flat pass to Akins, who rode the challenge well, but the Bulls' defence was there to read it. Webb, shaped to give it to Alford, just kept hold of it himself this time. Bradford have contained Featherstone inside their own 40 here on the last, as Akins doesn't get a great deal of this. It's coming through, it's taken by Jones, who kicks again, and it's bounced into the backfield. Now then, who's it going to bounce for? It just beats everybody over the touchline on that far side. But Featherstone manufacturing a good set of 6 there in the end. After Bradford had upped their intensity defensively. It was a good kick, it was well taken by Connor Jones, who just leapt for it himself. Second kick, great piece of skill. And that could have bounced anywhere, but in the end, took a nice bounce for Bradford over the sideline as Hallis bent backwards in the tackle of Jones there with help from Williams. Michael again. Strong tackle there coming in from Day. We're inside the final few minutes here in this first half at the Millennium Stadium. Featherstone 6, Bradford Bulls 16. Fulton coming forward again. A push away from the defenders. Williams is there to put him on the ground. Keys comes out to Meadows. Meadows out it comes now to Hooley, out to Gill. Out it comes to Armitage. Armitage trying to get round his man. He's gone round Barley. He's got a man in support through Kieran Gill. And on the stroke of half time, Bradford will get their 4th try of the game. And you have to think that's a real killer blow in the context of this game. And it came out of nothing again here, really. They've gone from right to left plenty of times in this game, and Featherstone have been good enough on largely to close it down, but this time a poor attempt at tackle from Connor Barley on that far side as Armitage just got away from him down that left touchline, composed himself, fired the pass back inside to Kieran Gill, who rounded in to improve the angle to score just to the left-hand side of the post. And that's a real killer blow, as I mentioned, that the Bulls have landed just before half-time. It's now Featherstone Rovers 6, Bradford Bulls 22. And that's try number 4 of the season for Kieran Gill this 2025. And he won't get many easier than that, just tracking up the middle off the break from Armitage. As I said, Featherstone hadn't been asked too many questions on that play. It's not something that they haven't already seen. It was a simple shift play out the left. They had the numbers there, but Armitage just skipping on the outside of Barley there. He'll want that defensive effort over again as the siren sounds in the background. And Luke Hooley has the conversion attempt now from just to the left-hand side of the post. To put Bradford out. To a big advantage at half-time, and he guides the ball between the posts. And that leaves the half-time score here. Featherstone Rovers 6, Bradford Bulls 22. Bradford took the lead after 5 minutes through Mitch Suter with a kick from a try from a kick. 5 minutes later, Brad Day kicked for himself, regathered and scored Featherstone's only try of the first half to lock up the game at 6 points apiece. But since the 24th minute, it's belonged to Bradford with tries to Guy Armitage, Jaden Ockenbaugh on either flank, and that try just on the stroke of half-time to Kieran Gill leaves Featherstone facing down the barrel of a formidable half-time scoreline here, and with it all to do to try and salvage something from this game and get just their 2nd win of the championship season. They've had opportunities, but since a couple of mistakes and ill-timed mistakes have put them under pressure, And Bradford have been good enough to take advantage. 4 tries to 1 to the Bulls in the first half. Paul Cook's got to get the players in, regroup and come out for an improved second half performance. But half time here at the Millennium Stadium, it's Featherstone Rovers 6, Bradford Bulls 22. We'll be back in a few minutes for all the second half action. Hello and welcome back to the Millennium Stadium in Featherstone, where we're at half-time of this Betfred Championship Round 5 clash between the Featherstone Rovers and the Bradford Bulls. Featherstone find themselves trailing by 22 points to 6 at half-time. A commanding opening 40 minutes from the Bulls has them in complete control. At this point, Featherstone need a big second half if they're going to claim their second win of the championship season. Other scores from around the championship at half-time: Barrow 6, York 12, Halifax 36, Batley 0, and Sheffield edging Oldham's close game at half-time by 8 points to 6. The two teams are back out on the field. And Featherstone will be attacking from left to right as we see it in this second half, coming down the hill. But Bradford will have first use of the ball, as I mentioned before kick-off. The Peter Fox Memorial Trophy on the line, the legendary coach for both clubs on the line for the winner this afternoon. And Featherstone have actually won this trophy the last 6 times it's been played for, dating back to 2019. Just got a little bit of a delay here. The referee just waiting. I'm not entirely sure what he's waiting for. Eventually blows the whistle and gets the game back underway. It'll be taken by Jaden Ockenbaugh and handed straight on to Ronan Michael, who loses the ball in the tackle. And that's exactly the start that Featherstone needed here, forcing the ball loose on the very first carry of the second half and get a golden opportunity to get the game back on track here. And they will have a full set of 6 to attack the Bradford line now. As the ball comes out now for Akins, Akins steps off his right foot and he goes down in the tackle of Matty G. An examination of the Bradford defensive line early in this second 40 as Beckett comes forward, careering inside the 10-metre line. He's put on the ground 5 short of the line there. Good tackle over the top from Lawrence. Jones, out it comes to Addy. Addy out to Turner. Turner looping pass over the top and it's knocked on there, just knocked on by Jaden Ockenbaugh. And that's the second time that Featherstone have rolled the dice trying to get the ball over the big winger and couldn't quite do so. But this time Ockenbaugh not able to keep hold of the ball, and Featherstone will at least keep hold of possession here. The ball comes out now for Akins. Akins going to the line here off the scrum win. And he's taken down half a metre short by the Bradford defence. Pass comes out for Addy. Addy on to Williams. Williams just standing in the challenge. Put to ground. Bang in front of the post. He'll play it. Jones, out it comes to Beckett. Beckett stutters into the tackle there and he's wrapped up by Hallis. Did just enough to pull him to ground, 5 metres to the left-hand side of the post. Jones, flat pass there for Day. Featherstone's only try scorer looking for a second. Can't quite get over the line there. 4 Bradford shirts there to meet him. Couple of tackles still to come. Pass comes out to Addy. Addy, out it comes to Akins. Akins into the line for Webb. Webb standing in traffic. Can he find an offload? He can't. He's put to ground. Plays it quickly for Jones. Fires the pass out for Beckett. Out it comes to Turner. Turner tries to dink it into the goal area. He's picked up by Day. Can Day get the ball down here? He's managed to ground it, Brad Day. And just the start that Featherstone needed in this second half to launch some sort of comeback. And it was a great kick from Callum Turner. Stabbed it through the line. It bounced upon its point again for Brad Day, who picked it up and somehow got the ball on the line. And he gets his second try of the afternoon, and crucially, Featherstone's second try of the game, what brings them back into this contest. We've had 3 minutes of the second half gone. It's been all Featherstone, and they have the try that may just get them going in this afternoon. It's Featherstone Rovers 10, Bradford Bulls 22. Fantastic play there from Turner. Took the ball right to the line, just stabbed it through. And Brad Day, again, quickest to react, not for the first time this afternoon on a kick. Picked it up, took a Bradford defender into the in-goal area with him, got the ball down. Turner guides the ball between the posts to cut the gap to 10 points now. It's Featherstone Rovers 12, Bradford Bulls 22. Is it game on here at the Millennium Stadium? As the kickoff comes, and Akins takes it cleanly, gives it on to Jordan Williams. And Brad Day, a Brad Day double so far in this game, his first 2 tries of the season. And Featherstone have given themselves a chance now with that early 4-pointer in the second half. Alfers comes forward, put to ground by Lilly. Plays it 20 metres out. Day's put to ground there in a good grassing tackle there by Lilly. He's just hurt himself there in that tackle, Brad Day. The referee just stops the clock so that Day can get some treatment here. They can't really afford for Brad Day to get injured here. He's been a real shining light for Featherstone so far in this game. And not just because of the 2 tries, but ever so dependable. Consistent. The physio thumbs up, he's okay to carry on. And he'll play it 30 metres away from the Featherstone line here. Referee blows time back on. Gorman chinks into the line. 3 Bradford defenders around him. Kicks coming out for Turner on the last. Kicks it from outside the 40, taken on the full this time by Hooley, who just loops it over to Armitage. And Armitage looking to go around a couple of defenders. Put to ground this time by Williams. And there's a penalty given away there for Featherstone. Just sloppy contact there and giving away the penalty. Went back for a second go on Armitage, who skittled defenders there. And an immediate pressure valve relief for Bradford, who will now start the set 5 metres into Featherstone territory. So they tap it, get it back underway. Meadows drops off Lawrence. Wasn't at a rest yet, Michael Lawrence, the skipper, playing in the middle. Played the whole of the first 40. Come back out for the second 40. Keys. Out it comes to Meadows. Meadows out to Hooley. Hooley almost into the backfield. Turner did just enough to get hold of his jersey and pull him to ground. 30 metres away from the line now. Michael. Lilly. Out it comes. Pass to Hooley, to Wanger Blake, who hit the ball at pace. Good defence on show there from Connor Winning off his wing. A quick play of the ball. Keys. Keys, dummies, drop of the shoulder, finds the offload there for Lawrence, and Lawrence will dive over next to the post and throws the ball into the stands in front of the Bradford fans. And it was as simple as that. With Joe Keys just put the accelerator down, drop of the shoulder, poked his nose through the Featherstone line, found the offload for his captain in support, who dives over to the left-hand side of the post. And after all the good work that Featherstone have done in the opening 7 minutes of this second half, brought undone by a simple try to Bradford, who extend their lead once again. It's now Featherstone Rovers 12, Bradford Bulls 26. And a real blow to Featherstone there. Came off the back of a simple penalty they gave away at the far end of the field. As I said, the contact on Guy Armitage wasn't where it needed to be. They couldn't help but go back on for a second effort. The referee promptly penalised them. And then 60 seconds later, they find themselves behind their own sticks. It's a punishing game at times, rugby league, as Hooley guides the ball between the posts once again. And Bradford re-establish their 3-score advantage. It's Featherstone Rovers 12, Bradford Bulls 28. With 9 minutes of the second half played. What have Featherstone got in response here? As the kickoff comes from Gorman. Taken on that far side by Ockenbaugh, who just takes the ball himself this time. Michael. Up and over the 30-metre line now. Hallis. Out it comes for Meadows. Out to Hooley. Hooley on to Kieran Gill. Gill with the arm free. This time Barley doing just enough to put him to ground. Comes out this time to Meadows, who drops off the most recent try scorer, Lawrence. Lawrence will play it 35 out. Keys. Meadows into the line, a flat pass there for Fulton, who spins in traffic. He's got Meadows in support. Meadows is going to race away, bumps off the last man and scores. And back-to-back tries, not for the first time in this game from Bradford, who just go bang, bang in 2 minutes. And have gone a long way to taking this game away from Featherstone as it stands. It was a flat pass there from Meadows to Fulton, spun out of the tackle, had Meadows back on the inside in support. The cover defence came across desperately, but they couldn't stop Meadows from scoring, who dots it down just to the right-hand side of the post. And with 11 minutes of the second half played, Bradford back firmly in control of this contest. It's now Featherstone Rovers 12, Bradford Bulls 32. And it's just a little bit too slick at the moment for Featherstone. The real difference between the spines, you're not making excuses for people, but Featherstone playing with 2 makeshift halves in the form of Caleb Akins, Callum Turner, not their preferred positions. And in comparison, Bradford look like a well-oiled machine with their spine players. James Meadows, Joe Keys, and at the moment on the field, Jordan Lilly really combining well. And James Meadows, the most recent try scorer for the Bulls. He's kicked 4 from 5 this afternoon so far, Luke Hooley. A nice easy one for him as he guides the ball between the sticks. Takes the score now to Featherstone Rovers 12, Bradford Bulls 34. And Bradford, as it stands, on course to pick up the Peter Fox Memorial Trophy and the 2 competition points. Unless Featherstone can do something to arrest the momentum here. 20 points the difference, 28 minutes to go. Featherstone need to start troubling the scorers themselves. They've shown that they can do it. The early try in the second half to Brad Day, but since then, back-to-back tries to the Bulls. As the ball comes out for Meadows, out it comes to Lilly. Quick pass on for Gill, out to Armitage. Armitage cuts back in field. Featherstone really been tested on the edges all over the field so far in this one as Lilly stumbles and loses the ball. And just didn't quite get the play of the ball right, Armitage there. And between the two of them, they made a bit of a mess of that one. And a reprieve for Featherstone, who will go back on the attack here. An attacking set on the Bradford, in the Bradford half, I should say. Out the ball comes to Turner. Turner steps off his left and he's put to ground there in the tackle from Fulton, who's been everywhere defensively on that right edge for the Bulls. Jones to Beckett. Beckett bent back in the tackle there. Out it comes to Addy. Flat pass there for Williams. Williams. He's hit high there. And it's promptly Bradford are penalised. Jordan Lilly, the man pinged there. So another set of 6 coming up for Featherstone, starting 25 metres away. Beckett. Forward he comes. Put on the ground, 15 away from the line. Addy digs into the line, gives it to Aikens. Aikens out to Gorman. Gorman gives it on to Barley. Barley trying to go on the outside of his man. He's flirting with that touchline. Gilded enough just to bring him down. A couple of metres short, a couple of metres in from touch. Looping pass in for Aikens. On to Addy, doing the ball playing again. Drops off Williams this time. He'll play it in the centre of the field. Jones, out it comes to Addy. Addy, flat pass there for Beckett. Beckett at pace, almost got through the line. And Danny Addy's been left on the ground there. Beckett plays it quickly for Jones. Out it comes to Turner. Turner, it's the ball knocked down there by Ockenbaugh, and another set of 6 coming up for Featherstone here. They're getting the ball out to the edges, but just not quite able to get it past the last man. Jaden Ockenbaugh once again with a timely intercept. And again, knocking the ball down, conceding another set of 6. Danny Addy still in the arms of the trainer at the moment. He took a real shot off the ball there after getting rid of it. But again, the thumb is in the air from the physio. He's okay to carry on. They'll have a scrum feed 10 metres out now. Featherstone need a try in this set, you feel. Aikens, out it comes to Gorman. Quick pass there for Alfords. He must score, and it's a strolling on the right edge for Daryl Alfords. And Featherstone aren't done within this game just yet. Lovely quick hands out the back. It came to Gorman, who tipped it on nicely for Daryl Alfords to touchdown in the right corner. And with 25 minutes to go, Featherstone get the try. Another one they've pegged back here. It's now Featherstone Rovers 16, Bradford Bulls 34. Great play from Featherstone, right off the scrum there. A lovely slick play, you love to see it. Through a couple of sets of hands, out the back it came to Louis Gorman. Flew quick hands, nice ball over the top to Daryl Alfords, and he went in untouched on the right edge. And is that the try that breathes life back into a mini Featherstone revival here, as Callum Turner has conversion. He's given it a good chance there. He's guided the ball between the sticks once again. Brings the scoreline now to Featherstone Rovers 18. Bradford Bulls 34. Callum Turner 21 conversions from 23 attempts so far in 2025. Can't say fairer than that. 3 from 3 this afternoon. It all helps when you're going up in 6s. Kickoff comes taken by Aikens and given on to Williams. Williams bumped away from Hallis. Eventually finished off there by Mason, who's into the action for Brian Noble's side. Alfords the try scorer. Plays it 30 out. Addy. Plays it 40 out. Turner. Off his right foot, tries to square up the defence and almost slipped the net there and goes down 5 short of the halfway line. Not a bad set so far from Featherstone after points as the ball comes out to Aikens, on to Webb. Webb up and over the halfway line now. Webb wrestled to the ground by G and Mason. Aikens under a little bit of pressure, puts the kick high. Testing one for Hooley, takes it backpedaling, and good chase there from Featherstone, so not a bad set of 6 at all after points from Paul Cook's side. They have Bradford pinned down the right end of the field here as Ockenbaugh. Driven into the ground there, the tackle of Williams. Blake coming for a carry, keeps those legs pumping up towards the Bradford 40. 3 tackles gone for the visitors. Lilly, beg your pardon, gives it on to Hooley, on to Meadows. Meadows comes off the right foot and just takes the tackle himself. Jones and Addy were there waiting for him. As the kick comes from Lilly out of acting half, got plenty on that one. Gorman's going to have to get across for it, and it's gone into touch on that far side. Now, is this a 40-20? It's not. It just taken the kick, just taken a step over the 40-metre line, but it was a near metre perfect kick from Jordan Lilly, and a real relieving one at that. Featherstone had Bradford deep inside their own half. The best part of a 60-70-metre kick there from Jordan Lilly. And now Bradford looking to up the ante defensively. And Featherstone play it through Connor Barley. Beckett playing it. This time for Connor Wynn. I think he's hurt himself here, Connor Wynn. His ankle. Yeah, you could see him grimacing as he went down in that tackle. Gorman now trying to work his way forwards. Robson Stevens comes onto the field for the first time for the home team. He replaces Jordan Williams. Going to kick from their own 40. Akins puts it high. Taken backwards and knocked backwards by Hooley. Just had to retreat it. Now eventually finds the Featherstone defensive line in the form of Hatton. Good shot from him as we head into the final quarter of this game on FRTV. It's Featherstone 18, Bradford 34. An untidy play from Bradford, just overplaying a little bit here as Kieran Gill has to go back all the way to the 10-metre line, and Robson Stevens in there to close him down. And in fact, it was touched by a Featherstone man, so we will come back for a scrum just about 5 or 6 metres further upfield. Scrum feed will be won here by Bradford on their own 20. Armitage. Dummies to give it outside and almost got through the line there, Guy Armitage. And defence from Featherstone lacking a little bit on that play. Took the best part of 15, 16 metres on that carry. And already, through the carry of Mason, Bradford are into Featherstone territory on the second tackle. Lilly gives it out to Keys. Keys for Fulton. Back through the middle of the ruck. Sticks to him there, Danny Addy. Good defensive shot on show there. 6 again given against Featherstone now. Too long on the play of the ball, and now Jordan Lilly advances the ball up to the 20-metre line. Inside Featherstone's half as Michael. This will be tackle 1. Stands in the tackle. Bradford looking to put the game to bed here with a try. Lilly gives it out to Keys, out to Meadows. Meadows dinks the ball in behind the line. It's going to bounce into the path of a Bradford man, and Kieran Gill dots it down. And the referee awards it without any hesitation. So once again, a little bit of fortune perhaps there as James Meadows dinked the kick in behind the line. It was an honest contest between Caleb Akins and a Bradford chaser. And the ball just rolling past both of them. It was almost as if Akins tried to pick it up and went over the top of the ball, and it rolled into the path of Kieran Gill, who just dots it down for his second of the game. And that may be the try that takes the game a step too far for Featherstone now. We've got 18 minutes to go till full time. It's Featherstone Rovers 18, Bradford Bulls 38. And it was the damage being done by James Meadows again, who's popped up all over the field, has been involved in everything Bradford have done well, and this time from the boot. Just dinked it in behind the line. Akins did what he could to get across field and try and clean that one up, but the ball just rolling out from his grasp into the path of Kieran Gill, who just put his hands on the ball in the in-goal area. And he gets his second try of the afternoon. And Bradford
heading for their third Super League win of the season and their first win in 4 matches. Featherstone staring down the barrel of a 4th straight defeat at the moment, and their 4th of the championship season if they're unable to overturn this one. But time starting to become an enemy as Luke Hooley from 5 metres in from the left touchline splits the uprights once again as Bradford bring up the 40-point mark. It's Featherstone Rovers 18, Bradford Bulls 40. 7 tries to the Bulls so far in this game. Luke Hooley with 6 conversions to his name. As the kick, a low kick-off taken by Ockenbaugh, who just again content to just run this one back himself. 16 minutes to go. Wanga Blake coming forward. It's Fulton. Fulton plays it for Lilly. For Keys. Keys cuts through the middle. Lilly out of acting half. Hallis. Out it comes to Meadows. Meadows just takes it himself this time and crabbing across the field. And Meadows, dummies, almost slipped the net himself there. Meadows on the others, popping up on the other side of the field. This will be the last one for the Bulls. Travelled a good distance upfield as Keys has to come off his left foot. Puts the kick up now. It's taken well there by Webb, cleaning up at the back. And Webb runs over the top of Meadows. He bounces back to his feet. Webb will play it 12 metres out from his own line. Hatton. Tough carries through the middle here for Featherstone. Wynn, who seems to be okay now after shrugging off an earlier ankle complaint. Funny back into the action now in replace of Jimmy Beckett, who's put together a big stint in the middle of the field. Funny straight into the action, up to the 40. Bradford's inside Featherstone's half. Addy. Addy will play it 5 short of halfway on the last. Aikens under pressure from Lilly. Gets it away. Taken on the full by Hooley on his own 10. Now then, just passes the ball on for Ockenbaugh, gives it out to Blake. Blake trying to take on his opposite number, beats Hatton, finds the offload there for Hooley. Hooley's into the backfield. Hooley's trying to take on Gorman, tries to cut inside him. Gorman does just enough to bring him down by the bootlaces. They're 30 metres away from the line now already though, Bradford. Meadows fires the pass out for Armitage. Good shot on him from Olferts, gets away from him though, finds the offload back inside for Gill. Gill's going to go close to the line here. He tries to get the ball out for Armitage. Armitage will dot the ball down in the corner. And that really is, you have to say, a fantastic Bradford try. Started at the far end of the field. Wanga Blake found the offlet, found some space out of nowhere on that far side, popped the ball back inside for Luke Hooley, who weaved back in field. It then came out to Kieran Gill, passed the ball out to Guy Armitage, passed it back in field to Gill. Gill looked to have died with the ball for all money, popped the offload back to his wing partner at the last second, and Armitage dotted it down in no space at all in that left corner. Gets his 2nd try of the game. And Bradford opening up a real score now, flexing their attacking muscles. It's now Featherstone Rovers 18, Bradford Bulls 44. So Hooley again now, from tight to this left touchline. Played an integral part in that try. It was his play the ball in. Gorman did a great job to scramble back and put him down. He went
through the hands from Meadows. Out it came to Armitage. Armitage popped the ball inside for Kieran Gill, who looked to be heading to the line for a hat-trick. Again, Featherstone scrambled for all they were worth, got 3 men into the tackle for Kieran Gill just as he was going down, managed to pop the ball up a metre out from the line. Guy Armitage did the rest, grabs his second try of the game as Hooley just pulls it to the right-hand side of the post. So the score remains Featherstone Rovers 18, Bradford Bulls 44. Featherstone with a short kick-off attempt here as Donaldson hurries back for it and pops the ball up for Ockenbaugh now. And everything just turning up for Bradford, who will get their 3rd win of the championship season. Featherstone will stay on just 1 win in the competition so far. They'll turn their attention to the 1895 Cup next week. And Featherstone's frustrations compounded there by a penalty just creeping up. The high shot there on James Donaldson. Nothing malicious in it, but a penalty. As Hooley finds touch on this near side. That's Keys into the middle of the field, gives it to Meadows. Meadows fires the ball out for Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh finds an offload there for Blake now. Featherstone really struggling now with some tired defenders to keep hold of Bradford. We're just offloading at will here at the moment. Donaldson. Flat pass there for Mason. Mason thought about getting the ball free himself, kept hold of it in the end. Good tackle from Jubb and Clay. Webb. And Fulton through the middle of the field. He's put on the ground inside the Featherstone 10 now. Slow play of the ball as Lilly looks to skip out a dummy half. He's put to ground. Good defence on show there this time from Day. Pass comes out for Keys. Keys for Meadows. Meadows look to kick behind the line. It's ricocheted off a Featherstone man and it's picked up by Barley. Now then, Barley's away. He's over the halfway line. Has he got the pace to get there? No one's going to get Connor Barley, who's going to race away and score the try for Featherstone. And at this stage, it'll be little more than consolation, but it does give the partisan home fans something to cheer about. And James Meadows, who'd created a try from a similar position with the kick through, it ricocheted this time into the path of Connor Barley, who raced through for the play and then runs away to score. And Bradford will be down to 12 men here. James Meadows now sin-binned for back chat and dissent against the referee. He was claiming, I'm not entirely sure what he was claiming in the lead up to that try. His kick was charged down. He was claiming that a man was held back, was he? And this time, the referee not having any of it. And sent to the sin bin, James Meadows, for the final. We're inside the final 10 minutes of this game, so Bradford will remain with 12 men for the remaining part of this game. But Featherstone, as I said, giving their home fans something to cheer late in this one. It's now Featherstone Rovers 22, Bradford Bulls 44. As Louis Gorman guides the ball between the posts. The scoreline now, Featherstone Rovers 24, Bradford Bulls 44. That long-range Connor Barley try and subsequent sin-binning to James Meadows, who just had a word with the referee about what he thought of the decision not to pull that play back. The referee stopped play immediately, brandished the yellow card, and Bradford will play out the rest of this game with just 12 men. But they are 20 points to the good as it stands, as the kickoff come over the top of the head. And that's well taken by Robson Stevens, right round the bootlaces in the in-goal area. Did very well to salvage possession for his side there. Vuniyayawa to the arms of Pele, who's back on the field for the final 10 minutes or so, and a penalty coming against against Bradford. Featherstone with a clearing chance now. Can they finish with a flourish here, Featherstone? Eight minutes of the game to go. If you're listening on FRTV, Featherstone 24, Bradford 44. A lot of points in this game. And Featherstone coming up with 3 tries in the second half themselves. Just been unable to contain Bradford at the crucial times of the game. Stevens backing his way up to the 30-metre line. Jubb, short ball there for Wild. He's back on the field. Plays it for Jubb. Jubb puts it on to Jones. Jones drop of the shoulder, almost got to the line there. Goes down a metre short. Flat pass there for Stevens. Stevens knocked off his feet. In fact, it was Wild there on the last tackle. Going to go out left. They've got numbers on the edge here. It's knocked down by Ockenbaugh again. And it's becoming comical the number of times that Featherstone have gone to that left edge and tried to get the ball past Jaden Ockenbaugh. As I count it, the big man's only taken in possession once out of the 4 times he's knocked the ball down. It gives away another set of 6, crucially for Featherstone. 6.5 minutes left on the clock as we see it. Another try here. Certainly pleased Coach Paul Cook. Come out for Akins. Akins steps off his right foot. And Bradford a ping for offside from the scrum. Often see that. Making no attempt to get back onside on play 1. Vuniyawa off the tap. He'll go down a metre short of the try line here, just to the right-hand side of the post. It's a slow play of the ball and a 6 again waved by the referee. Wild steps off his left foot. Almost got through the line there. Defence came in from Fulton and Mason. Flat pass there for Vuniyawa. Vuniyawa trying to reach for the line. He's got the ball to the line, but the referee has ruled that it was a double movement. Very, very quickly to point that out. So Featherstone are denied. Vuniyawa looking for a rare try in the middle. He doesn't agree with the decision. He thought the momentum had taken him over, but the referee was right on the spot and very, very quick to point out that he had illegally promoted that ball with a second effort. And that just about sums up a frustrating afternoon for Featherstone by and large. As Bradford clear their line through the boot of Luke Hooley. Finds touch on that far side. I think about 40 metres of territory there. Tap restart. Wanga Blake will play it on the halfway line. Fulton. Souters back on for the final few minutes in this one for Bradford. 12-man Bradford as the referee gives away another 6 again here, this time against Featherstone. Pele winds it up, getting his arm free, the big man, rumbling forward. Good tackle from Barley in the end down low. 30 metres out, Lilly onto Donaldson. Donaldson standing in the tackle. Plays it slowly in the middle of the field, 15 out. Keys digs into the line, flat pass there for Blake. Good shot there from Connor Jones. And they drive the Fijian international back, who play it 10 metres out. Keys. The kick coming through here for Lilly. He's knocked off the ball there. That will certainly be a penalty. And he's been sin-binned for his effort there, Vuniyawa. So he will join James Meadows in the sin bin. And interesting, well, it was deemed to have been in a try-scoring situation there. He certainly ran him off the ball, changed his line. And the referee wasting no time to pull out the yellow card. And Vuniyawa now heads to the sidelines. So 12 on 12 to end this game. 4 minutes remaining. Featherstone 24, Bradford 44. Bradford looking to have the final say in this one. Donaldson, Suter, flat pass to nobody, to Lilly, gives it to Gill. Gill will stroll in for the hat-trick. And a little bit of ad-lib play from the Bulls, but it came up trumps again. The pass from Suter wasn't a good one. It beat a couple of players, and the bouncing ball was just picked up and flicked past there from Jordan Lilly into the arms of Kieran Gill, who completes his hat-trick and will give Bradford a chance to kick for goal to get up 50 points here. And just rubber stamps what's been a comprehensive victory for the visitors this afternoon. Frustration for Featherstone once again. It's now Featherstone Rovers 24, Bradford Bulls 48. I think that Bradford's 9th try of the afternoon. We said a hat-trick to Kieran Gill. Bradford have done a lot of damage on this left edge, Featherstone's right edge. And this time, off the cuff, certainly not what they'll have practiced at training. It actually came from a breakdown in communication. The pass from Mitch Suter, as I mentioned, it beat the first man, it beat its intended receiver, but Jordan Lilly just picked it up, flicked it out the back without looking. Popped up perfectly for Kieran Gill, who strolled in untouched. And Luke Cooley now shooting to bring up 50 for Bradford. And he's really shanked that one, pulled it to the left-hand side of the post, so the score remains Featherstone Rovers 24, Bradford Bulls 48. But it is just, unfortunately for Featherstone, a case of how many Bradford will win by now. This time they go for the long kick-off, taken by Suter, who hands it on to Pele. Pele just winds it up, bumps away from Webb, who comes again with help from Akins and Jubb. Wild in there as well. Pele will play it 20 out. Matty G now plays it on the 30-metre line. Donaldson, good low tackle there from Jubb, cuts him down on the Bradford 40. Slow play of the ball. Going to kick early here, are they? No, Hooley's going to keep hold of it himself. Can't be any more than a couple of minutes left in this one. Suter, out it comes to Keys. The pass is looped over the top to Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh's away down that left touchline. He kicks the ball back infield. It's going to bounce up for Bradford, is it? Olford's has tangled up with the players. It's Suter who's picked it up, and now they're going to be called back for... It's not offside, it's for some form of knocking the player off the ball, I think. It was... Seemed to be plenty of bodies going for it. The kick back in field from Ockenbaugh just bounced away from the Bradford chasers. And the penalty goes to Featherstone. The Featherstone man taken off the ball there, or knocked unfairly out of the contest for the ball. So Bradford are denied that score that would have brought up 50 for them. As Gorman just about finds touch on that far side. We're inside the final minute or so of this one. As Day plays it off that penalty. Jubb waits an acting half, gives it to Stevens. Out to Akins. Akins flat pass there for Webb. Webb against the retreating defence. Takes G with him up to the 30-metre line. Out the ball comes now. Wild. To Jones to Akins. Akins tried to just dummy his way through, finds the offload for Jones. Jones gets away from Fulton, looking to promote the ball, eventually goes down in the tackle of Suter, 10 metres out. Can Featherstone have the final say in this game? Stevens, crabbing across field, picks up a metre or two, put to ground ball and all in the tackle of Donaldson. A couple of tackles remaining as the siren sounds in the background and the referee says that is the end of the game. And all in all, it's a game where Featherstone have shown some promise at times, but not for long enough periods, in all fairness, as Bradford, by far the better team for big chunks of this game. And Featherstone, despite scoring 4 tries themselves, Bradford running away with it for big periods in the first and second half. 9 tries to the Bulls this afternoon. They led, Featherstone trailed by 22 points to 6 at half-time and started really, really well with a second try to Brad Day after just 3 minutes. But then Bradford took control again with tries to Michael Lawrence and James Meadows. Daryl Alfort's got on the board there for Featherstone to give them a faint hope of getting back in this one, but the final 20 minutes, again, belonged to Bradford, with a second and third try to Kieran Gill, either side of a Guy Armitage effort, with only a Connor Barley intercept or charge down try from long distance as consolation. As Featherstone search for a second win in the championship goes on, Bradford claim their 3rd win of the championship season and snap a 3-game losing streak in the process. That's 4 defeats in a row now for Paul Cook's men. As I mentioned, showed plenty of good signs with the ball. They never gave up and created some problems for Bradford defensively in their own way, but their defence and their efforts off the ball is not quite good enough at times. Bradford really kicked clear in periods of the game, and the scoreline becoming a little bit ugly towards the end of the game for Featherstone. Full time here at the Millennium Stadium. It's finished Featherstone Rovers 24, Bradford Bulls 48. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back for the commentary in a week's time in the 1895 Cup as Featherstone turn their attention to the visit of London Broncos. But thank you very much for listening. Have a good afternoon.